I came back from lunch to find deep scratches carved into the side of my boat, along with a smug little note signed K. At first, I thought it was just some petty Marina drama, but then I found out who she really was, and what she'd done to others. She thought she was untouchable, laughing in my face, daring me to fight back. What she didn't know. I'm not just another boat owner here. I own the marina. And I was done staying silent. It started like any normal Saturday, sunny skies, calm waters, and a plan to spend the day out on the lake. I had just finished washing and polishing my boat, a sleek little cruiser I'd spent years restoring. I parked it at the marina, like I always did, and went to grab lunch. When I came back, my stomach dropped. There were fresh gouges all down the side of the hull, deep, intentional scratches that looked like they were done with a key or maybe even a knife. At first, I thought it was vandalism. But then I noticed the folded paper under the windshield. It read, "Maybe now you'll learn not to take up my spot again. K." I was stunned. First of all, the slip I used was legally mine, fully registered. Second, I'd never seen or spoken to this K before in my life. But judging from the smug handwriting and the damage to my boat, this wasn't some random act. It was personal. Little did Karen know, her attempt to put me in my place had just kicked off a storm she wasn't ready for. And she definitely picked the wrong marina to mess with. After calming down, I headed to the marina office to report the damage. The manager, Doug, looked at the note and instantly sighed. Oh no, not Karen again. That was the moment I knew this wasn't her first incident. Doug explained that Karen had a reputation around the docks. She didn't actually own a slip, she was renting one short-term from a friend, but acted like she ran the place. She'd yelled at teenagers for playing music too loud, called the police on paddleboarders who got too close to her boat, and once threatened to sue another owner for splashing water onto her deck. I dug deeper and found out Karen had actually caused trouble at other marinas in the past. A couple of boat owners even had restraining orders against her, for property damage and harassment. And get this, she bragged about being untouchable because her brother-in-law was some low-level attorney. It was infuriating. But more than that, it was stupid. Because what Karen didn't know was that I wasn't just a boat owner here. I was a majority investor in the marina's property group. She wasn't just messing with a stranger, she was about to pick a fight with the landlord. The next morning, I approached Karen calmly. I showed her the scratches, the note, and asked if she'd like to explain herself. She didn't even try to deny it. Instead, she smirked and said, "Maybe next time you'll park somewhere else, sweetheart." Then she turned and walked away like nothing had happened. That was the final straw. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I just pulled out my phone and made a few quiet calls, to the marina's property management company, to our legal department, and to the leasing coordinator. Because while Karen thought she was picking on just another boat owner, she had no idea she was dealing with someone who literally signs off on lease renewals and slip assignments. Within hours, a formal notice was drafted and delivered to Karen's boat. It outlined her violations, vandalism, harassment, unauthorized use of marina property, and informed her that her temporary slip access would be revoked pending investigation. When she read the notice later that afternoon, I saw the smug look finally drop from her face. She stormed into the office demanding answers, but this time, no one was on her side. The same people she'd bullied were finally free to speak up. Karen came storming back the next day, waving the notice and yelling that she was being targeted unfairly. She marched right up to Doug at the marina office, demanding that he fire whoever thinks they can kick her out. Doug, bless him, just pointed to me and said, "You mean him?" Her eyes locked on me, confused. "Wait, you work here?" she asked, half laughing. I smiled. "No, Karen, I own the place." Her face turned ghost white. I explained it slowly. I was the principal investor in the property management group that owns and oversees this marina, and 3 others nearby. I'd been silent about it for years because I liked to enjoy my boat without making a big deal. But her stunt changed that. Now, it was business. Karen stammered through excuses, saying the scratches were a misunderstanding, and claiming she didn't mean any harm. But it was too late. I had witnesses, a written confession, and a growing list of complaints from other boat owners. We gave her 48 hours to remove her boat and vacate the premises permanently. Suddenly, the woman who thought she ruled the dock had nowhere left to anchor. Karen didn't go quietly. She spent the next 48 hours ranting to anyone who would listen, accusing the marina of discrimination, threatening lawsuits, and even filming herself for some ranty Facebook videos. But no one cared anymore. Everyone had a story about her, and now they finally felt safe sharing them. The best part? After she left, we discovered even more damage she'd caused, minor scratches on other boats, trash left on docks, and complaints from nearby homeowners about her late-night parties on the water. We handed everything to our legal team and filed a formal ban through the Marina network. Karen wasn't just kicked out, she was blacklisted from every property we owned, which included 3 major marinas and a dozen slips in nearby private docks. She tried to find another place to park her boat, and couldn't. Word travels fast in the boating community. No one wanted her around. Now, I sail in peace. No more tantrums, no more scratches, no more passive-aggressive notes on my windshield. The dock community has been calmer, friendlier, and honestly, a lot more fun. As for Karen? Last I heard, she sold her boat. Apparently, lakes aren't as enjoyable when you burn every bridge around them.